Ostley spots up, right wing three, bullseye. Free throw line, jumper, money.
Muse finds Bowers, make it 6 assists. Nero with the basket and the foul.
It's the regular season finale at ExtraMile Arena in Boise as San Jose State Spartans come to town to take on the Boise State Broncos in Mountain West Conference women's basketball action. Good evening and welcome to ExtraMile Arena with Heather Berry. I am Mark Snyder. Tonight the Spartans and the Broncos do battle in the final regular season game as Boise State looks to avenge a 3-point loss in January to the Spartans. San Jose State pulling out a 61-59 win in large measure to Atiana Galden, 18 points for the Spartans.
Tatiana is the player that's going to do everything for this Spartan team. She plays the point. She's aggressive off the dribble. As you can see here, some of those highlights when the Broncos were down at San Jose during that game. She's a quick ball handler. She can drive to the basket, and she does everything that this team needs.
The transfer from Georgia Southern is a spark plug for the Spartan team. A spark plug for Boise State, and a bright spot this year has been the play of Abby Muse. Abby has 10 double-doubles overall this season. 6 of them are home. She also had one at San Jose, 14 points and 11 rebounds. And when she has a double-double on this floor, Heather, Boise State is 5-1.
Abby has done it from the beginning of the season, averaging 10 points a game. She does it, and her having double-doubles doesn't surprise me at all as she does it on both ends of the floor. As you see, Abby will get there, get the offensive boards, and not be afraid to find her teammates.
Abby, a big reason Boise State has to feel good about the contest this evening against San Jose State. It's the final regular season game before the Mountain West tournament starts in Las Vegas later on in March. We've got the opening tip, the Broncos and the Spartans, coming your way next on the Mountain West Network. Here are the starting lineups tonight for San Jose State. They come in with a record of 4-24, 1-16 in conference under their 9th-year head coach, Jamie Craighead Turner. They will start, as we talked about in the pregame show, Atiana Galden, a 5'7" senior from Georgia. Deja Ross, a 6-foot senior transfer from Xavier. Ella Auger, a 6-foot junior from Melbourne, Australia, a transfer from the University of Omaha. And Cindy Lewis, a 6-foot senior from Long Beach's Mater Dei High School. Boise State lines up this way for their 17th-year head coach, Gordy Presnell, with a record of 8-19. Mary Kay Nero, a sophomore from Beaverton, Oregon. Anna Ostley, sophomore from Scottsdale. Dominique Leonidas, a senior from Georgia. Elodie Lalotte, the sophomore from Paris. And Abby Muse, the sophomore from Brentwood, California. And we will jump it again. Our officials tonight: Brenda Pantoja, Michael Murray, or Michelle Murray, and Melissa Barlow. Now the Spartans in blue will start with the first possession, and this is Galden, 18 points against the Broncos earlier this season, out to Auger. And Boise State comes out. And the first shot off the mark, but the long rebound comes down to the Spartans, and Cindy Lewis puts it in, averaging 7.5 points a game, gives San Jose State the first lead. Muse, an excellent passer from the post, down to Lalotte, muscled it in. She is getting stronger, Heather, down low, and that was a nice finish.
It is a nice finish right there by Abby, or by Elodie, seeing Abby seeing Elodie open. Nice post-to-post pass.
Ties the score at 2, early going. This is Lewis. Auger was recruited by San Jose State, wound up going to Omaha, then came back to San Jose State. And there's a rebound for Lalotte, double-double in her last game, the overtime loss to Nevada on Saturday. Down low for Muse, and she has it stripped and taken away by Galden. Good defense by the senior.
Spartans there had a triple team on Abby, knowing she will connect when she gets that ball down low.
Lewis outside. That's Lalotte on her. They swing it in the corner for Galden's short jumper in the lane, nothing but net.
That's plays you're going to see from Galden. She's quick, she can turn around, and she can hit those.
Their leading scorer for the season. But Boise State answers the other way. Lalott 2 for 2 down low.
It's what we want to see from Elodie today, making that post presence, getting the ball and getting it into the basket.
She did not play against the Spartans down in San Jose last month, or earlier this month, or it was last month, excuse me, the end of January. So this is the first crack the Spartans have had to see her. Golden drives on Osley, missed the shot, but a late whistle. Leonidas with the foul. Coming into the contest, San Jose State struggling offensively this year in the lower reaches of the conference, and quite frankly, a 1-16 conference record sort of tells that story, but they have the lead here at 6-4 on the 2 free throws by Golden. She has 4 of their 6 points. She's in a hurry. She got that ball and fired it on the free throws. No dribbles, no nothing. Here's Abby Muse in the corner to Leonidas, the lone senior starter for Boise State. We'll talk a little bit about that throughout the broadcast. Heather is Lalott with the right hand, back iron, doesn't get it to go. But there's Abby Muse for the follow.
Nice post presence today starting this game. Elodie again got that ball, and Abby, as we talked about in pregame, she's going to be a force to reckon with on the boards.
And the Broncos get the ball on the turnover. Megan Oberg at 6'3", the senior from Islip, New York, is really the only size this Spartan team has. So you have to think, Heather, Boise State's strategy early on for Gordy Presnell is take advantage of your post players, Abby Muse and Elodie Lalott.
Pound the paint. That is exactly what Gordy's thinking. As you see here, every play, the ball has been into the paint by our post players.
Muse fouled on the shot. She will go to the line. Boise State looking to exploit their size advantage. Into the game now for San Jose State is Stephanie Torres, a 5'6" junior from Orlando, a transfer from East Florida State. Abby Muse to the foul line, where she's a 66% free throw shooter. 3rd in the Mountain West this year with a little over 1.3 blocks a game, and 7th in the conference in rebounds and 4th in offensive rebounds. And that's really the statistic that has ticked up later in the season. She's getting more comfortable down low.
She is. She's getting her elbows up. She's not afraid of contact, and she's finishing when she's hit around the basket.
She gives the Broncos the 7-6 lead. Torres to Lewis. Muse with the steal. Abby gives it to Leonidas. Down low to Muse. Doesn't get it to go, but she will go back to the foul line.
Abby's feeling it today, boy. Dribbling the ball down the floor, finding Dom. Dom giving it back to her. Foul. She's going to the line for 2.
14 points, 11 rebounds in the loss to San Jose State back in January, and you can just see her, as you said, Heather, growing in confidence in her game. Just a sophomore, and really can be a linchpin in what Gordy Presnell is building for the future.
It is. Coming from a post player, if you've got post presence, it makes the ball easy to move inside and outside, and Abby is doing that. I cannot wait to see what the rest of her career here is under the Broncos, as what she's done since she started here.
That inside-outside game, she's going to open up lots of avenues for the outside shooters. And there's a foul called on Boise State. Looks like Anna Osley is going to be whistled for her first personal foul. Team's second, as we watch it again. Trying to guard Golden.
Yeah, it looks like Anna was trying to get her to not go middle and picked up that foul.
Muse pokes that ball away, very active hands. And that's a tough ask when you're asking your 6'3" post player to guard Golden at 5'7" out on the point, and she managed very nicely.
A little bit of wingspan help there.
That's off the mark, and Osley runs down the rebound in the near corner. Broncos lead by 3. Leonidas gets in the paint and scores.
Ooh,
nice move.
Ooh, that was pretty. Her driving middle, seeing that open right to the basket. Exactly what we want to see from Dom.
First points for the senior. Outside, Auger gets the screen from Lewis. Drives the paint, and Lalott says, no, not in my house.
That's great defense right there by Elodie, getting her hand up as that drive went directly to the middle, as we can see here. Elodie keeping her hands up. Yeah, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in this house.
The Frenchman says no.
Nothing better than a good foul, good clean block with no foul being called.
Lewis. This is Sophia Jones now with the basketball. Back to Auger. Sophia's dad is well-known ESPN and ABC broadcaster Mark Jones. Probably on assignment somewhere tonight, but if he's watching, we welcome you to the Mountain West Network as Mary Kay Narrow drains the triple.
Mary Kay saw their team was transitioning, and she had an open look at the three and hit it right away.
This is Auger, and she draws a foul on the drive. I think it's going to be Muse is going to be called for the hip check. And now in for San Jose State is Autumn Mendez, a senior from St. Paul, Minnesota, and North Iowa Area Community College, as Coach Turner getting fresh bodies into the game. Auger stolen by Leonidas, but she cannot keep possession. Torres missed with the three, and Leonidas with the rebound, pushing the pace. Challenges the big, scores with the right hand.
Great play right there by the Broncos.
And a timeout taken by San Jose State. We will take a break. Let's see Mary Kay Narrow canning the open triple. Broncos up by 10 on the Mountain West Network. Boise State leading by 10 in large measure to a 10-4 advantage and points in the paint.
Broncos are doing a good job pounding the paint, seeing that post-to-post play, and being able to get easy baskets with defense on them, but the Broncos are taking it strong to the hole.
San Jose State with the basketball. Torres. Swing it to Jones. Out on top to Oberg. Hands behind her to Torres. Pass down low, stripped away and stolen. Good Bronco defense. And Narrow comes out of the pack, weaves down the floor, kicks it. Leonidas. She's got another 3 points. So she's got, 7 for her. The Broncos now on a 15-0 run, have hit their last 5 field goals.
That was a great defense, turns to offense play by the Broncos, getting the steal on the other end and getting a 3-point bucket.
Torres gets the baseline, but nowhere to go with it, so she pulls it out to Jones. Her runner at the free throw line is off the mark, and Leonidas is everywhere, pulls down the rebound. The senior in her final home game here at ExtraMile Arena. Lalott, that one spins out, heartbreak.
Loved the entry pass right there by Dom. Got low, got the ball exactly to where Leonidas could catch it to make that move.
Corner, Jones, 4-3. That breaks the drought for the Spartans. Have to wonder if Gordy Presnell wished that Leonidas had transferred from Brown a couple years earlier, because she has certainly been the leader on this club. Nice baseline move. Missed the shot, though, and the rebound pulled down by Autumn Mendez. This is Deja Ross. Hands behind her to Torres with Leonidas on her. Over, did she travel? Yes, she did.
One too many steps there as she drove to the basket.
Megan Oberg put the ball on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wipe out the basket on the turnover. 4th turnover against San Jose State. Broncos doing a good job holding onto the ball, only 1 turnover. Now this is Rachel Bowers into the basketball game, hands it to Jada Clark, also in the game for the Broncos. Bowers was a big force in the Nevada overtime loss, hit her first 5 shots of the game, but the Broncos fell in overtime on Saturday to the Wolfpack. Drive, Galden. You can see how dynamic she is with that move.
She is quick. She is a ball handler, and she's going to drive right to the basket anytime you let her.
Spartans trailing here by 8. Outside, then the pass down low for Bowers. Back out to Jada Clark, just a freshman. Perhaps the heir apparent at point guard, we shall see. Here's Narrow on the baseline with the floater, doesn't go, and the rebound is knocked out of play to Boise State.
Broncos had 2 different players on the O boards there. which the ball came off, as you see here. Shot by Mary Kay, little floater. Broncos crashing the O-boards. And in their possession, we'll call it iffy. At least they had 2 of them going, but Bronco basketball.
Muse sits down. Narrow to trigger. Trista Hull now in the game, and the Broncos turn it over on a 5-second count. Hull, the 6'2 freshman from Yakima, replaces the sophomore Abby Muse, so a lot of good young talent for Gordy Presnell to shuffle in and out of the lineup.
Yeah, Gordy's not happy right now with that turnover on the baseline.
Golden with the miss. Bowers clears the glass. She averages 4 rebounds a game. Narrow in the corner, Leonidas. Dominique working on Sydney Richards now in the game. Short with that jumper after a great move to get free from Richards' defense. And Richards travels as she hit the brick wall that is Rachel Bowers defensively.
There was nowhere for her to go. As we see her driving down the middle. Rachel didn't even have to move.
Nope. Leonidas will sit. Osley back in for Boise State, so it's Osley, Bowers, Clark, Hull, and Narrow. Down low, that's Rachel Bowers with the hoop.
It's a nice back screen to get the post open, which allowed for that easy basket by Anna Osley with the assist.
Broncos back up by 10 with 1:13 to go here in the first quarter. That rebound off the mark and run down. Golden saves it for San Jose State. Cindy Lewis. Rebound. Bowers her second. Narrow pushes the pace. Osley. Jada Clark gonna whistle. Broncos will retain possession. 51.6 on the game clock, 22 on the shot clock. Osley inside the arc with the jumper, and the Broncos lead by 12.
It's a nice baseline out of bounds play that executed it perfectly to get Anna open for that 2-point basket.
You leave Golden a lane like that, and she's going to exploit it, and she did. Beautiful handoff and the basket for Golden. She's got 8 of the 13 Spartan points. Pass for Bowers, fights for it, held ball, possession to the Broncos with 18.2 seconds here on the first quarter clock. The entry pass not clean, but Boise State lucky to retain possession.
The Broncos are looking to get it into the post every time down the floor, as there was 2 people on Rachel when that pass went in.
Rachel.
Go ahead. I was going to say the Broncos now look to take it baseline out of bounds.
Rachel Bowers listed as a senior, but she will take advantage of the COVID year granted by the NCAA and will be back next year for her true senior season. Shot clock down to 6. Narrow puts the ball on the floor. Lewis with the rebound. And the first quarter will come to an end with Boise State holding on to a 10-point lead against the Spartans in the season finale. As we see Anna Osley with the jumper leads us to break. Broncos by 10. Before tonight's game, a moment of silence in honor and memory of a true Spartan legend, Lawrence Fan, who was sports information director at San Jose State for 42 years, passed away suddenly a week ago tonight. A member of the College Sports Information Directors Hall of Fame. He used to bake these fan cakes that he would present to the media covering San Jose State games. I had the pleasure of working with Lawrence for years. He will truly be missed, and our condolences to Lawrence's family and the entire Spartan family. Back to action. Lewis down low for San Jose State. In the paint, rattles it home. Nice move by Lewis down low. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks in the win against Boise State in January. This is Osley at the free throw line with a runner, banks it home.
There's a little bit of contact there, but Osley was able to come through and get that basket to go in.
Osley now 2 of 2 from the field, and the Bronco lead back to 10. Cross-court pass intercepted by Jada Clark. Good defense by Boise State. Clark got to Elodie Lalott back in the game. Left open. Thought about the shot. Gets it wisely back to the point guard. And sets a bad screen. Easy call to make in front of the official there. Elodie called for her first. Watch it again.
I don't know about that one.
That angle doesn't show it, Vera, but she was definitely moving into the Spartan player. I'm going to give the officials credit for that one.
And a former post player, I'm going to call. I'm not sure about that.
San Jose State. This is Auger. Back to Lewis. She'll spot and fire. It's off the mark. Rebound, though, pulled down by Oberg. And Ross is off the mark. Lalott with the rebound. Her second of the game. Abby Muse in the paint. Called for steps. A lot of physical play suddenly down low as San Jose State says we're tired of getting beat up in the blocks, so we're going to play a little more defense.
Yeah, San Jose is really putting a lot of players on the paint, on the post players when they get the ball in the paint, which is wreaking some havoc for the Broncos.
Dominique Leonidas back into the lineup for Boise State. Torres. And this is Auger. They've got the mismatch with Oberg on the much shorter Leonidas, but they can't get the ball into her. Golden with shot clock down to 3. As the shot clock expires, the ball is not on the mark, and a rebound pulled down by Elodie Lalott. Here's Leonidas quickly into the paint. She lost the basketball. Boise State a little sloppy. Auger misses that one long, and Muse in front of her teammate Lalott for the rebound.
Broncos need to set something up here. Get back in the rhythm, get back in their game.
And a foul on Ella Auger, the 6-foot junior. 12 points against Boise State in the win earlier this year, season high 22. Watch it again. She steps out and kind of hip checks her. Her sister played basketball for Fresno State, so the Auger sisters making the trek from Melbourne, Australia to the Mountain West Conference. Abby Muse, Lalott posting down low. They get it to her. Muscles it up with the right hand and scores.
I love that from Elodie. Demanding the ball, one-step dribble, easy basket.
She's 3 of 5 from the field is 6 points. As Ross spins it out to Torres on the baseline. Cross court. 3 ball on the way, too strong. Long rebound to Anna Osley. She lost her balance but kept it alive for the Broncos. Jada Clark picks it up, and Abby Muse is hammered as she goes to the basket.
It's a nice push and transition there by the Broncos. Even though the Broncos did not have numbers, they continued to push. Abby taking it middle. You see 3 players on her there collecting that foul.
Hard foul by Autumn Mendez. Abby Muse to the free throw line. Averages 7.7 rebounds a game, and we've talked about how that facet of her game has improved, and I'd say the one thing that probably needs to improve the most is the free throw shooting, because she gets to the line a lot and has to make teams pay. She splits that pair, short on the first, but she gives the Broncos the 13-point lead as Mary Kay Narrow checks back in. Boise State as a team shoots just under 65% from the line. And with as many close games as they've played this year, you have to wonder if that's a factor in a record that's 8-19. Corner, Golden drains the triple. She's a 30% shooter from beyond the arc, and she cuts the Bronco lead to 10. Lalott kicks it back out to Osley. Good play by Elodie. It wasn't there down low, so she kicks it back out. And now they reset and get her the ball. She spins and she draws the foul.
Nice work right there by Elodie, realizing that the defensive player caught her as she went baseline, spun middle. Another player on her, as we'll see the replay here. Elodie has come to play today, and her gathering that foul to get to the free throw line now is what I want to continue to see from her.
Third team foul on the Spartans, and Elodie Lalott from Paris moved to the United States in 2017. Mountain West Tournament opens up Sunday down in Las Vegas. If the tournament were to start today, and it doesn't, and there's a lot of games left to be played in the final week of the season, Boise State would open up as the 9th seed and would take on number 8 Fresno State. But the seeds will be determined after play is complete this week. The only thing we really seem to know is that UNLV should be the number 1 seed in all likelihood. Muse can't save the ball on the baseline. UNLV at 15-2. New Mexico at 14-4. So I guess the Lobos could catch them potentially as we watch this one again. Abby Muse, a little trouble with that one, and her left foot on the baseline.
Nice hustle by Abby trying to save it.
Spartans spinning the ball out to Lewis. Cindy, and they go down low to Oberg, and she buries the jumper from 17. And that cuts the Bronco lead to single digits with 5:23 to go here in the first half. And the ball turned over by Boise State. Galden quickly, with the gray headband flying in the breeze, whips the pass to the corner. Torres steps in, spins the ball out, no good. Abby Muse with the rebound. Her 4th, and then the Broncos turn it over again, and they're letting San Jose State stay in this contest, Heather, and you know that Gordy Presnell wants his team that he saw in the first quarter back out here in the second.
He is. He just looked over at Mary Kay and he said time and score. There's been a couple turnovers there that have not been needed by the Broncos and are ones that they can continue to fix as this game goes on.
Broncos with 5 turnovers in the second quarter, leading to 5 San Jose State points. Leonidas long with that jumper, and the Spartans down 6 have the basketball, ready to make some noise. Galden fakes the dribble, and then a reach foul on Boise State, or fake the handoff, I should say. Dominique Leonidas to Elodie Lalott. Timeout on the floor. Spartans trailing now by 6. With 6:36 to go in the second quarter, the Broncos are up 19-6. It's now a 29-23 game as San Jose State has shown some life.
San Jose has brought the energy. They have made the Broncos have a couple turnovers, and they've hit big shots that have put them back in this game, only down by 6 now with 4 minutes left in the first half.
Broncos with 5 turnovers here in the quarter. Lewis has that shot blocked out of bounds by Rachel Bowers, now back in the game. So it's Osley, Bowers, Muse, Narrow, and Leonidas. And as I say that, Leonidas leaves and she's replaced by Clark. Galden, Oberg, Lewis, Ross, and Torres on the floor for San Jose State, who has 7 on the shot clock. Lewis down low, spins on Bowers and scores. And just like that, it's a 4-point game with 4 minutes to go in the half.
It's a nice spin move right there. Looking baseline, going middle.
Narrow on top to Muse. Boise State so effective going down to the low blocks early in the game. They do it again with Bowers. Her shot spins off the iron, but Muse with the offensive rebound for the Broncos. Kicks it out to Jada Clark. Narrow spots for 3 off the iron. Muse battling Lewis for it, and Lewis comes away with a basketball.
The Broncos, it's a great possession by the Broncos. They just were not able to connect, but they're getting the shots that they need.
2.5-minute scoring drought for Boise State. Galden, corner. Ross thought about it. Gives it up to Lewis now. She'll hand it back to Torres, and it ricochets off her shins with 5 on the shot clock. Torres, 12 foot away, no. Bowers with the rebound for Boise State. Mary Kay Narrow. And Lewis deflects that one out of bounds. Probably a good thing for Boise State, as that would have been a tough pass for Abby Muse to collect.
It was. Abby was trying to get possession there. Mary Kay wanted to give her the ball, which I totally appreciate. Although the Broncos will be able to get it in out of bounds.
Osley on top to Clark. Really, this game turned on that 5-second count. Boise State's not really been in sync since turning the ball over, trying to get the ball in bounds. But Bowers answers back with a 2. Bowers now extends the Bronco lead to 6. She's got 4 points on 2 of 3 shooting, showing some range.
It is. She is, and as we talked about earlier this season, Rachel would be open there, not really taking the shot, and now she has that confidence to shoot it when players or teams leave her open.
Mary Kay Narrow blocks that shot. She is 9th in the conference in blocks at 5'11", and she just blocked that attempt by 6'3" Megan Oberg.
Yeah, that was a nice block here. Timing it very well. Oberg did not have a great hand to block the block. So nice block by Mary Kay.
Lewis, though, hits the free throw line jumper. She's got 6 points. 8 now. Galden leads everybody with 11. And the Bronco lead is 4 again. So we approach 2 minutes here in the half. Hull in the game, gives it to Clark. Osley at top for 3, that's too strong. Rebound though, punched out. Comes in the hands of Auger. Spartans with a chance to cut it to 2. Auger missed the shot. Good defense by Boise State, forcing the missed layup, and the rebound by Bowers, her 3rd.
Coach Presnell wants to get something set up now, get the Broncos back.
And Clark cannot hit. And then a travel, she forces a travel, so missed at one end, but turned the ball over.
It was a nice play by the Broncos on that end. Got the open basket by that backdoor screen. Unfortunately, Jada was not able to hit that one, but then turned around and played defense, and now the Broncos have the ball again.
Torres checks back in. Ross will leave. Down low for Bowers. It's knocked away and stolen by Torres. Here come the Spartans down 4. Torres to the baseline, muscles it up. It's a 2-point game.
Nice strong drive by the Spartans, realizing they have numbers and pushing it.
Narrow is going to get to the free throw line. As she said, enough of this, I'm taking it myself. And she almost goes for 3, but instead will draw the foul. Watch it again.
That's what you want to see from a point guard. Push it when the team needs it, get to the basket, take the team on your back.
Galden picks up her first personal foul, 4th team foul, and Mary Kay Narrow, a sophomore from Beaverton, a workhorse, 5th in the conference in minutes per game. You can see why. That one off the mark, with Bowers with the follow, doesn't get it to drop. The lead is 3. The Spartans could tie with a triple right here, under a minute to go in the half. Galden gets past Osley. Wild with a shot, but Osley is called for the foul. That'll send Galden to the free throw line.
And Galden loves to attack the basket. Anytime she has an opening to go, she is going to go. As you see here, nothing stops her. She's able to draw that foul and get to the free throw line.
And here's Galden, 68% free throw shooter on the regular season. That one around and in. She's now got 12. 3 of 3 from the line. No nonsense, hits them both. She will sit. And Sophia Jones from Miami's Cypress Bay High School back in. 44 seconds to go in the half. The lead is 1 for Boise State, and a whistle. Torres called for the foul. And Boise State in the bonus. That'll send Mary Kay Narrow to the line. As you watch it again, Torres, not much of a touch foul, but they called it out there. And Narrow hits the first. Gives her 5 points. Lalott, the leader on the floor right now for the Broncos, with 7. Narrow splits them again. And San Jose State can tie in the final 30 seconds of the first half, or take the lead as Jones hands it to Auger. Auger stops in the lane, and we are tied at 33. Now some full court pressure, token put on. Shot clock off in the final 20 seconds. Narrow. Hull. Back to Narrow with 10. Down low for Lalott. Elodie off the window. The Broncos lead by 2. And that will be the score as we go to the halftime break. Elodie Lalott with 9 points. And Boise State takes the 2-point lead in intermission. Timeout on the Mountain West Network. Mark Snyder and Heather Berry back with you at Extra Mile Arena. A 2-point Boise State lead at the half, 35-33 over San Jose State. Heather, just a dramatic first quarter to second quarter difference. Boise State led big after the first quarter, had as much as a 13-point lead. And now here we are, a 2-point game. What's the difference?
And I'm going to call it the tale of the turnovers. As we saw, Boise State had only 2 turnovers in the first quarter, followed by 6 in the second, where San Jose had 5 in the first quarter and then 2 in the second. So it was a flip of the turnovers, which really caused, as we see here, the stats. Both are shooting very similar. Obviously, the Broncos are hitting better from the 3-point line. Broncos are getting to the line, and we talked about that being the post play, where the Broncos are always pushing the ball into the paint. We're equal on rebounds, equal on turnovers, but again, it goes back to the tale of the first half versus the second half. The Spartans were a little off in the first, the Broncos a little off in the second, which puts it at that 2-point play, or 2-point game that we have right now.
Boise State actually shooting 50% from the field on 13 of 26, and the Spartans 38%. But the 3-point percentages there at 40 and 27. Rebounds, Boise State early in the game dominated inside, and points in the paint have now evened up at 16. Why the difference? Did Boise State go away from something, or was it something San Jose State did to get the Broncos out of their game?
San Jose, after the first quarter, when they knew the Broncos were pushing the ball into the paint, they double-teamed, they triple-teamed, and anytime Elodie or Abby got the ball and went middle, they had another player on them. So the Broncos continue to push the ball in the paint, which I love. Now we've got to get some shots hitting from outside. As you can see, we're shooting well from the 3-point line, which then will bring that defender back out, allowing the paint to open again, and then we'll be able to push the ball down in the middle.
San Jose State cut a 13-point lead down to 2 here at halftime. It's senior night at Extra Mile Arena, and let's meet one of the 2 seniors for Boise State honored before the game tonight, Avery Adams.
Avery has been a great addition to our program, and she was a manager for 3 years, and great work ethic, great demeanor. We had an opening, and she asked if she could be part of the program as a player, and she's a pretty good shooter. We noticed a lot of stuff, when she'd fill in at different times during her career and as a manager, and so we put her on the team, and then unfortunately for her, got hurt, had some ankle issues or foot issues. She has a great demeanor about her. She's got a lot of passion for the game. A lot of energy, and she's just always pleasant, and it's been fun to be around, and we will certainly miss her when she leaves.
2-point Bronco lead at the half here on the Mountain West Network at Extra Mile Arena. Boise State leading San Jose State in the season finale 35-33. A big reason the Spartans were able to chip into that 13-point lead, but Boise State had was the play of Tanya Galden. 13 points in that first half.
She is doing it for the San Jose Spartans. She is driving to the hole. She does not care who's in her way. She is pushing that ball, and she is keeping this team in this ball game. When the first quarter, you thought the San Jose was not going to be around.
Galden 4 of 7 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3-point range. On the other side, the senior for Boise State, Dominique Leonidas, she has 7 points here in the first half, and she is playing like she wants her senior night to be memorable.
Dominique came to play tonight, and she's a player that the Broncos are going to miss next year. We wish she had more eligibility But Dom is going to do big things as she ranks right now top 10 in the Mountain West for assists this season. She leads the Broncos in scoring with 11.1 points, and she leads the team with steals at 34 for the season. She has set her career high this year with 28 points. And what I like about most, as you can see here with Dom, she's currently a 4.0 in her Master's of Business Administration, which we call them student athletes for a reason.
She's a graduate transfer from Brown University. Then that's a tough Ivy League school to do academically, so she's a great athlete and a great student. 7 points, and she took the Broncos on her back in that first quarter when Boise State built that 13-point lead. But Galden has brought the Spartans back, trailing now only by 2 in that first half. It was, as you said, turnovers, and that's where you want your leaders like Leonidas and Galden to really kind of grab this game by the collar and take over.
This is where they go into halftime. They talk to their team. They say, of course, both teams, this is the final season for them in the regular season. We got to come out who wants it the most. Keys to the game for the Broncos are to play hard, play smart, and play together. And if they can do that, and Dom can be that leader as we know she is, the Broncos can take care of business in the second half.
Dominique Leonidas, as you can see here as we look at the shot map and how Boise State has done, all those green dots in the paint, that's what Boise State did early, but San Jose State took that away from them later in the game.
The Broncos were pounding it inside. Then they had the couple turnovers, as we talked about, which then led them to where we are at today.
Points in the paint, even at 16. Dominique Leonidas' sister and dad were here for senior night tonight, and we're going to introduce you, if you don't know her already, to that senior, Dominique Leonidas. Second half action comes your way next on the Mountain West Network.
Dominique is our leading scorer. She's a very, very high character kid. Very proud of her, very pleased that she joined our program. She's been a mentor to our players. We're so young, and we have someone that comes in with an Ivy League degree and is able to contribute the way she has, both as an example, a high character, and a mentor. It's been great for everyone here.
Narrow, great bounce pass. Leonidas with the flying finish.
Hi, Dom. This is Mom all the way from Haiti. Dom, I am so proud of you. Your unselfishness make my mission work very easy. Thank you. Your leadership skill is on point, Dom. From basketball to wherever God is taking you, that leadership will follow you. Don't let your guard down. Stay focused, Dom. I love you. I am so proud of you. God bless you.
Boise State possession to start the second half. You see the senior Dominique Leonidas, the grad transfer from Brown University. Her mom, you saw in that video, doing missionary work down in Haiti. Dominique Leonidas with 2 quarters left in her Boise State career here at ExtraMile Arena. Abby Muse hands the ball to Mary Kay Narrow. Down low for Lalott, missed that one, and the rebound poked out to Lewis, and the Spartans with a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3.
What a pass by Mary Kay, though. She got low, whipped that ball around, got it directly to Elodie. Unfortunately, she was just not able to finish it.
Outside, it's Deja Ross. Hands the ball to Ella Auger, the Aussie, working on Abby Muse. Shot clock down to 4. That ball tipped out of bounds by Lalott on the cutting Lewis. Cindy couldn't get her hands on it. From the basketball powerhouse that is Mater Dei High School down in Southern California. Just 3 on the shot clock. Into Lewis. Free throw line jumper is an air ball, and good defensive start for the Broncos here in the second half.
It is great defensive start that considers a turnover by the Spartans. As we talked about the tale of turnovers, let's see what both of these teams talked about at halftime and who's going to come out and actually execute.
Narrow gets a screen from Lalott, kicks it in the corner. Leonidas thought about the 3. And now a little trouble with the dribble. Gets Lalott screen. Free throw line jumper just curls off. And the rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Spartans. But there's Abby Muse on the offensive glass again, making her presence felt.
It is, and that drive right there by Dominique is something we want and always see from her, as she normally hits that middle range jumper.
Behind the double screen, narrow in the paint. Out to Leonidas. Step back, down low to Lalott with the right hand. Bounces twice, no. And Muse has it taken away by Galden. Tatiana Galden. That shot off the mark, and there's Abby Muse with the rebound. That would have given the Spartans the lead, but instead, Narrow kicks it down to Osley. Back out to Mary Kay Narrow. Long with the triple. Muse tips it, but it comes down to Ross for San Jose State and Tatiana Galden.
Both teams struggling to find a way to put the ball in the hole. No basket by either team to begin the second half.
Lewis outside the three-point line. Shot clock down to 5. The pace slowed considerably. Galden airballs a 3, and Boise State forcing San Jose State into 2 empty possessions here to start the second half.
And another turnover right there by the Spartans. 2 turnovers, no points, not the way Spartans wanted to come out the second half.
Boise State with a chance to break the seal on this second half. A lot in her happy zone, but she passes it off to Leonidas, who is fouled after releasing that jumper. I thought for the world that Elodie was going to take it with the right hand, but she passed it out to her teammate, and the free throw line jumper was off the mark. She watch it again from the corner of the lane.
Wondering if Elodie thought that she was going to have help side defense come get her, looking for that open player when Elodie needs to put her head down and get to the basket. Then when somebody comes, look to pass out.
73% free throw shooter is Dominique Leonidas. Broncos from the stripe tonight, just 7 of 12. 7 of 13 now. San Jose State's made all 4 of their trips. Splits the pair, and the Broncos lead by 3. Oberg to Ross. Guarded by Muse. Back down to Oberg with the mismatch against Osley. Will fire over Anna, but miss. But the rebound to San Jose State's Auger. And a reset of the shot clock for the Spartans. Ross to Lewis. Triple teamed. And the three-point attempt rattles off. And a rebound for Elodie Lalott, her 4th. The ball taken away by Galden with pace. Auger kicks it out to Ross. And she ties the score at 36.
Nice transition by the Spartans, looking, driving, finding the open player, hitting the three-point bucket to tie it.
Lalott down low, spins, too strong. Muse with the follow putback.
Nice. I'm going to call it an alley-oop from
Yeah, it almost was a pass off the glass.
from Elodie to Abby. Nice on the boards there.
8 points for Abby Muse along with 8 rebounds, so she's a couple away from a double-double again. Boise State 5-1 at home when she records a double-double. They'd like to make that 6-1 tonight. Outside three-pointer, that's off the mark, but the rebound pulled down by Oberg in between 2 Broncos, and she draws the foul. Good offensive rebound by Oberg, split 2 Boise State defenders.
Dominique is not happy with this call right here. Both hands on the ball, probably could have been a jump ball. Unfortunately, Dominique got the personal foul.
First on Leonidas. No, excuse me. Yeah, first on Leonidas, 3rd team foul. No, that's now the 3rd. I'm sorry, the stats computer was wrong. That is the 3rd foul on Leonidas. And now Abby Muse commits a foul. So I apologize for the misinformation. And as a post player, you have to wonder, what did she do wrong there?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if I would have called that a foul there. I thought she was in great position, hands up. Maybe because she moved her right arm.
Well, the Spartan team, they shoot free throws like the parking meter's about to run out. They get the ball back from the official and they shoot it. The lead is evaporated. It's back to a 38 tie as Bowers cans the triple the other way.
That's second three-pointer for Bowers this game. I love that she's shooting from the outside when she's open.
And the Broncos lead by 3. Torres drives the baseline cutoff. Lewis, floater in the lane is good. Nice move by Cindy Lewis. Wants to go into dentistry after she completes her degree in public health. Rachel Bowers fouled down low by Megan Oberg, and that'll bring Rachel to the free throw line after we come back from the timeout on the floor. Boise State doing it on the glass. Abby Muse, 8 points, 8 rebounds. Broncos by 1. Boise State looking to end a 5-game losing streak. They've been pretty close for the most part. The last win was against San Diego State by 9. So Boise State looking for a chance to break that streak. Thought they were going to have it against Nevada. Gave up a lead late in the overtime, or late in the regulation, and then lost it in a heartbreak in overtime. Bowers with the first, and she hits the pair. She's now got 9 to lead Boise State, along with Lalott, so the post players doing their business, and the Bronco lead is 3. Lewis outside to Torres. Torres gives it up to Jones. Sophia Jones down low to Lewis, back to Jones. Lewis at the top, that's a 2, and she cans it. And Lewis starting to heat up. She's now got 12.
Lewis is known as a great scorer inside, but that shot right there was money as soon as it left her hands.
She's their leading scorer at 12.6 a game, and she's made it a 1-point game again. Leonidas misses the reverse, but hustles, tips the rebound, and it's last touch by the Spartans, Jones. So Sophia, the last one to get a hand on it. Leonidas in with 3 fouls. You know that she probably lobbied Gordy Presnell to get back on the floor.
Yeah, he wants his senior to finish out her career here before she tries to go play professionally and leave her mark on this program as she's done this season.
Torres outside left, that's short. Rebound by Leonidas. Torres back, 1-on-3. Leonidas all the way. She drew the foul, and that was a determined senior right there.
That was, Dom said, nobody's going to stop me all the way to the basket here. She did not have numbers as she drove and had, as we see here, she drove and had 2 defenders on her. And she continued to push, and now she's headed to the line.
Leonidas, 8 points, 1 of 2 from the line. Wants to play professionally overseas. And that extends the Bronco lead to 2. For her 9th point, the Broncos leading scorer at 11 a game. She's now got 9. So balanced scoring, Lalott 9, Leonidas 9, Bowers 9, but 2 in doubles for San Jose State, including Lewis, passing the ball out here to Ross. Galden, the other Spartan with double figures. She's got 13. Leonidas now with 10 points, my mistake. Here's Lalott. Hands the ball to Leonidas. A lot of contact on the screen, out to Osley. Her baseline jumper is a little strong, and the rebound pulled down by Autumn Mendez. Torres. Galden. And a reach foul on Osley. And that'll be her 3rd. It's really tough. You play defense with your feet, but as you see how quick Galden is, that's just a tough ask for anybody.
She is so quick, and she can handle the ball. So her first step is she's going to beat you. She's beating you on that first step, which we saw there. Then you can't defend it.
3 team fouls aside. Osley and Leonidas both with 3 fouls. That 3-pointer off the mark, and Mary Kay Nero with the rebound. Nobody with more than 2 fouls on this Spartan team. Lalott spins that in. Torres wants the contact. Brenda Pantoja says no. And the Bronco lead is 5 with we approach 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Torres off the glass. Quickly the other way. Boise State trying to push the pace. Leonidas has it stripped. The ball comes down to Osley. And a foul on the baseline. It was screened from the play, but Boise State will retain possession. Watch it again. Leonidas has it stripped. And then they call Lewis over the back. Jada Clark in for Boise State. Down low, Lalott missed that one, but the rebound poked out of bounds by San Jose State.
Lots of contact happening on the floor. As you saw, Elodie thought she got hit there. And on the play previously, Dominique was frustrated that no foul was called as she was manhandled, as I'll call it, as she drove to the paint.
Mary Kay Nero lost the dribble. It goes out of bounds. Had a step in a lane to the basket, but the ball just came up on her and lost it out of bounds. That's now the 12th turnover committed by the Broncos. And they hold a 3-point lead as we approach 2 minutes here in the third quarter. Galden wide open, missed the shot, but Clark coming over late fouls her.
It's a great play there by Jada Clark. She knows that Galden loves to dribble right, and as you see here, the left side of the basket was completely open, and Galden tried to spin back and go right. So great scouting report there by Jada.
Galden now perfect from the line, 5 of 5. She's got 14 points. Cuts the Bronco lead to 2 and 1. Lewis will check back in, so Galden with 15. Lewis in double figures as well. She's back in the game. And Nero gives it to Muse. The Broncos nursing a 1-point lead. Down to Lalott. Elodie sails it home.
It's what the Broncos needed. Pushing it back in the paint as they did the first quarter. Elodie is where the ball needs to go. Continuing with Abby.
She's now shooting 50% from the game and has 13 points to lead Boise State in scoring. The lead is 3. Back the other way, Galden, that's off the mark. Lalott with the rebound. Clark left open, triple, left it short. Long rebound, Jada gets it back. Underneath for Osley, has it blocked by San Jose State's Auger. The ball on the deck, bodies everywhere. Who's got it? Broncos do on the deflection with Nero. They reset the shot clock. Osley missed the triple, long rebound to Auger.
Nice hustle right there by both teams, getting on the floor, trying to get the ball. Broncos just unable to come up on that end.
Auger drives on Muse, curls off. Lalott with another rebound, her 7th. Quickly ahead to Osley. Anna guns the pass to Jada Clark, but it's knocked out of play by Megan Oberg, the senior from Islip, New York. Both her parents played college basketball and played overseas. So there's a lot of good gene pool there as she will leave. Replaced by Sophia Jones. Broncos get it into Osley with 25 on the shot clock, 39 on the game clock. Holding on to a 3-point lead here in the third quarter. Pass down low for Abby Muse to the baseline to Jada Clark. On top, Mary Kay Nero spins off. Rebound to Osley. Another offensive rebound for the Broncos, and they will get a chance to work this third quarter clock down.
Time and scorer right now for the Broncos.
Offense a little stagnant. Osley with 3 on the shot clock. In the lane with the little runner, doesn't get it off, and it's a turnover for San Jose State. And they will get the ball back with a chance to tie with a triple, but Boise State going to try and slow them down with some full court press. Jones from midcourt. After 3, Boise State leading San Jose State by 3. The fourth quarter of the season finale on your way next on the Mountain West Network. Boise State outscores the Spartans by 1 in a third quarter that was not necessarily a thing of beauty. Both teams struggling from the field. The Spartans 27% from the field, the Broncos 24%. And Boise State missed their last 5 shots, but they are leading by 3 as we start the fourth quarter of play. The Spartans will have the possession as we are now underway with Sophia Jones bringing it in the forecourt. Leonidas back in the game with 3 fouls. Jones drives, and it's poked out of bounds by Leonidas. That's a risky move by Dominique, but she was able to keep the hands on the ball only.
Some in the lane defense there from Mary Kay, causing a little bit of disruption, which helped Dominique get the ball out of bounds.
Deja Ross. Lewis has it knocked away, and Ross recovers. Plenty of time on the shot clock for the Spartans. Roger in the corner. Lewis. Now 5 on the shot clock as Ross puts up a little runner and hits it. Little flick shot from the free throw line. It's a 1-point game. Ross with 8. Give the Spartans credit. They are not playing like a team that's 4-24 as Boise State called for an illegal screen. Clark. Abby Muse called for the foul. That's her third. So now Muse, Leonidas, and Osley all with 3 personal fouls. 3 very important players for Boise State.
It is. There are 9 minutes left in this game, as it is either team's game. It's going to come down to who wants it more.
Spartans' only lead tonight was 2-0 in the first quarter. They're looking to take their second lead. Lewis curls off, and Abby Muse with the rebound, her 9th. Jada Clark down low for Elodie Lalott. Gets a step, has it blocked from behind though. Oberg with the block. Auger into the forecourt. Auger short jumper, that's off the mark. And Muse with the rebound, but then she threw it away trying to save it to her teammate Clark. And then Jones has it roll off her foot, but she's able to recover it. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Oberg outside. Oberg. And that's the 4th foul on Muse.
Looked like Oberg might have taken an extra step there, which is what Abby was talking to the referee about. Yeah, I'd call that a travel. She double stepped right there in the very beginning.
Well, they called it on her earlier in the game, but they did not get the call there, and Abby will sit. Rachel Bowers checks in. Muse leaves with 8 points and 10 rebounds. And we are tied at 49 on the free throw by Oberg. She's now 3 of 3 from the line. That one missed, and Rachel Bowers with the rebound. First miss from the line tonight by the Spartans. Boise State's left 6 points on the line, 12 of 18. Tie ball game, 7:50 to go. Leonidas splits the knee and scores.
That's what the Broncos needed. That direction from Dominique, taking the ball and putting it in the basket.
The game in San Jose on January 29th was close. The Spartans took their lead for good with 49 seconds to go and wound up winning by 3 as Boise State comes back the other way. Leonidas. She is fouled and hits the floor hard. And now let's check on Dominique Leonidas, who took a tough spill after getting fouled on that layup. She is in discomfort.
Dominique had a great drive, put her head down, push that ball to the basket as we want from her, being the leader of this team, trying to get this team on her back. As unfortunately she was hurt as she made it to the basket.
12 points on 4 of 9 shooting for Leonidas, who's still down, being tended to by the Boise State trainer. The We've had 7 ties and 1 lead change in this game. Leonidas still down. We're going to watch it again. Dominique drives to the basket.
Looks like she fell on that shoulder.
Yeah, that left shoulder, perhaps. The foul was called on Ross, her 3rd, so she's the first Spartan with 3 personal fouls. And now Dominique looks like she's holding maybe the small of her back, so maybe
when she hit, kind of everything, gravity.
Compressed.
Correct.
Yes.
Which hopefully, obviously, as the trainers do, try to check everything out before they move players. You don't want to do anything that would cause harm or injury to a player as they are coming out of something that just happened. It is quiet in the building here.
Dominique sitting up. Gordy Presnell looking on, and he will help his senior guard to her feet. Now the rule here is if she is unable to continue and shoot the free throws, the other team selects the free throw shooter they want to take the foul shots, as Jada Clark will check in. At least that's the rule in the NBA. I'm not sure if it's the same at this in college ball, or if Clark can get to shoot them because she came in for Leonidas, and it looks like that's the case. In the NBA, if Jada would not be selected, and if I were San Jose State, I would have picked Elodie Lalott, but Jada Clark will shoot the free throws. And left that one short. Jada, an 82% free throw shooter. Broncos leading by 2, under 7.5 to go. That's a tough ask to come off the bench cold and shoot free throws, but Lalott with the offensive rebound, and Boise State gets a reset of the shot clock.
This is where the Broncos have to be intentional and get back into the game, realize Dominique's going to be okay, and continue to try to get this W.
Clark misses the 3 ball. See Leonidas in the tunnel. She is not taken back to the locker room. Back to the tunnel getting attention. But meanwhile, San Jose State down 2 with 7 minutes to go. Has the basketball. Narrow with another block shot, her 2nd of the game. Blocked Galden, and here come the Broncos. Narrow. Clark thought about the 3. Down low to Lalott. Elodie with the right hand, too strong, and then they're going to call a foul on San Jose State. And that'll send Elodie Lalott to the free throw line as they continue to pound the ball down low to the bigs.
It's where the Broncos want to continue. As you see, Elodie had great position, went middle, was fouled. Now she'll go to free throw line for 2.
Oberg's 3rd personal foul. And Elodie Lalott hits the first free throw. She's now got 14 points and 8 rebounds. Spartans maintain possession as Ross does the little 2-step along the baseline. And it's a 3-point Bronco lead.
In a game like this, every possession counts. Every possession matters.
Ball knocked free, but it comes down to Ross. Her 3 ball is off the mark. And Lalott with her 9th rebound. Corner to Jada Clark. Bowers, she can hit from there, 18-foot, count it, Rachel Bowers.
Rachel has come to play tonight, and I love what she's doing, hitting those shots from deep beyond where normal post shoot. It's fantastic.
11 for Bowers. Broncos with 3 in double figures tonight. And the lead is back to 5 as Lewis guns the pass down low, but it's knocked out of bounds by Bowers as Auger checks back in for San Jose State. And Galden takes a break. Watch it again. Bowers with the deflection. Oberg, that one goes with the runner.
Oberg has a little stutter step, as we see there. Not getting many calls, but nice move to the basket for her.
Dominique Leonidas, good sign for the Broncos, back on the home team bench. Clark against the bigs, can't get that one to drop. Spartans down 3, 5:22 to go, have the basketball. On the cut, Lewis, runner off the window. No, Lalott with her 10th board. Quickly ahead to Narrow. Narrow takes it all the way, missed the shot. Clark takes a hard fall, and they award the ball to the Spartans. A lot of contact on the shot and the rebound, but nothing called as Dominique Leonidas back in for Boise State to a nice ovation by the fans here at ExtraMile Arena. Golden back in for San Jose State, has the basketball. 5 minutes to go in this one. It's a 3-point Bronco lead. Torres to tie it. She does.
Torres is playing great tonight. She is hitting some big baskets for the Spartans to keep them in this ball game.
Narrow, guarded by Golden. Gets the screen from Bowers, but instead goes baseline underneath for Leonidas. Beautiful pass by Mary Kay Narrow to the cutting Dominique Leonidas, and the Broncos regain the lead by 2.
What a perfect scripted play there as the defensive came to help Mary Kay, seeing that Dom was open for that cutting basket.
Torres, down low baseline, knocked free by Lalott, who fouls her, and Lewis with a 3-point opportunity. Tough break for the Broncos. Lalott with the poke away, but it came right back to Lewis, and she put it in. There's the pass that gave the Broncos a lead. We're now tied. Timeout on the Mountain West Network. San Jose State and Boise State tied with 4:13 to go. The Spartans will have Lewis going to the line for a 3-point opportunity. Lewis and Golden have combined for 29 points for the Spartans, while Leonidas and Lalott 28, the dynamic duos for both teams.
And as you see here on the screen, some former Broncos over there, some of my teammates, Riley Lufer, Chrissy Paez, Carrie Ann Ramirez's parents, some former Broncos in the house, Kim Bridges. Always fun to see Broncos supporting Broncos.
Kim Bridges got her Boise High School team to the 5A state championship game where they lost to Timberline late in the game at the Ford Idaho Center. San Jose State now leads by 1, and they get the ball on the turnover. Lewis takes it away. Under 4 minutes to go, a 1-point game. Spartans playing with a lot of confidence right now, not playing like a team that's 1-16 in league play. Torres hemmed in. The pass down low to Oberg. Back out to Torres. She drains another triple. Back-to-back threes for the Spartans, and their biggest lead now at 4.
She is feeling it, and she is hitting those baskets that the Spartans need to give them that energy that keeps them in this.
Bowers throws it away, intercepted by Lewis. Tried to get the pass into Abby Muse, and Lewis stepped in front and intercepted, and San Jose State just playing right now better than Boise State. Golden lost the ball out of bounds to the Broncos.
Spartans are playing like they have nothing to lose, and the Broncos are playing really timid at the moment. 3 minutes left in this ball game. It's going to come down to who wants it more, as the Broncos just need to settle down for a minute. Coach Presnell over there cheering the team on.
Spartans with their biggest lead at 4. Abby Muse out to Anna Osley. Lalott to Leonidas. Leonidas, that's off the mark. Abby Muse with the putback.
Nice crash of the O-boards for Abby, being able to get the extra 2 points for the Broncos.
And there's her double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds, and the lead down to 2 with 2:30 to go. Need a stop if you're the Broncos in orange. Roger. And they got the stop. Narrow with a good defense. Quickly ahead. Anna Osley is hammered, and they do call the foul. I didn't hear the whistle, but the players stopped, so they did get the foul. I was thinking for a moment there that they were going to let that one go, but watch it again. Beautiful pass, and Osley fouled by Lewis going to the basket. And Boise State just 13 of 22 from the stripe tonight. Osley has not attempted a free throw. The lead stays at 2.
Broncos need to get a stop here.
As we approach 2 minutes left in this one. Spartans by 1. Lewis has been a spark plug for San Jose State She's got 15. She and Galden each with 15, but Torres, a couple big threes here in the fourth. Lewis thought about the triple, pulls it down. Galden drives baseline, spins on Leonidas, missed the shot, narrow with the rebound. Boise State can take the lead with 1:48 to go. Muse to Anna Osley. Weaves left, leaves right, flips it up wildly off the side of the backboard. And Galden with the rebound. Not a good possession for Boise State. Galden. Lewis. Galden gets the ball back with 8 on the shot clock. Spins in the lane, doesn't get it to drop. Lalott with another rebound for Boise State. Dominique Leonidas doesn't get the ball to drop, but she will go to the free throw line with 1:04 to go and a chance to give the Broncos the lead.
Nice transition there by the Broncos, pushing it when they have numbers. Dominique, as you can see here, she could have either taken it or she could have had Anna on the other side, and she took it. Now she's headed to the line.
Lewis was closing quickly on Osley, so a good decision by Leonidas to take it to the rack. Now let's see if she can tie the score with this free throw.
Nice.
Her 15th point.
I was going to say, nice hit right here. These are the points that you want at the end of the game. This is where free throws matter.
And the Broncos lead by 1 as Jones checks in for Deja Ross for the San Jose State Spartans, who now trail by 1. The Spartans with the basketball. Galden gets the screen in the corner from Lewis. Back out to Lewis. Drives, puts it in. San Jose State with the lead. And a timeout taken by the Spartans and their head coach, Turner, with the timeout. San Jose State leads by 1, under a minute to go. We'll be right back. 10 ties, 4 lead changes with 51.2 seconds to go. What do you do, Heather? What's your play that Gordy Presnell is drawing up on the whiteboard for the Broncos?
We got a lot of players that are playing well tonight. But if I'm Gordy Presnell, I'm either going inside to Elodie, but what I'm drawing the play for is for Leonidas to take this and take it home for this team.
Boise State with a foul to give. Next foul on San Jose State will send the Broncos to the line for bonus. Each team with 3 timeouts left, and the possession arrow favors Boise State. Abby Muse will throw it in. Elodie Lalott, Mary Kay Nero, Anna Osley, and Dominique Leonidas on the floor for the Broncos in orange. It comes to Nero. Shot clock not an issue. It was reset at 30 after that timeout. They pass down low for Lalott. She is stuffed, and the ball goes out of bounds off Lalott. Well, you were right about the play down low to Lalott, but she couldn't finish. And now a timeout taken by Boise State. Excuse me, taken by San Jose State. So they got the play they wanted, but couldn't convert.
They did. We call this play, it's called New York when I was playing ball. Don't know if the Broncos still call it New York, but you do a back screen, as we saw. Dominique went baseline, took a back screen that made Elodie open, and had the Spartans not captured down on Elodie, they would have got, as we see here, she sent that back screen, Elodie gets open. Had they not passed the ball to Elodie, Dominique would have been open at the three-point line. Again, goes back to that.
Yeah.
Which one do you go to?
But Megan Oberg and Stephanie Torres on the double team, and Oberg with the block. So now it'll be the Spartans' turn. They'll get the ball in their forecourt. Bodies sliding on the floor. Lewis. You know they want to get it to Galden, number 0. Oberg hands it to Torres to Galden near midcourt. And there's the foul by Leonidas with 32.7 seconds to go. That is Leonidas' 4th. She and Abby Muse with 4 each, but not in the penalty situation. Now the next foul will be foul shots. Leonidas does not want to commit the foul. That would be her 5th, so Anna Osley does. That will send Torres to the free throw line, a 70% free throw shooter. 16 points in the win over Boise State earlier this season. San Jose State sends everybody to the backcourt to play defense. Big free throws here for Torres. And the Spartans tonight, 11 of 12 from the line. The lead is 3 with 29.4 seconds to go. So Boise State, which tonight, Heather, just 3 of 11 from beyond the arc, is going to have to draw up a play, I would assume, for a three-pointer.
Yeah, at this point, you know, there's 29 seconds and a lot can happen in 29 seconds. The Broncos have to score. You could come for a 3. If you're trying to tie, you could go for a quick 2, foul, make them win it at the stripe. San Jose is shooting well from the stripe tonight, so it's not something I'm truly would want the Broncos to do, but it all just depends on what shot they get. And an easy shot, not a forced shot, because you want something that's going to come in stride. So
Boise State tonight, narrow 1 of 4 from 3. Leonidas 1 of 2 from 3. Bowers hit 1. Inbounds pass to Leonidas, back to Narrow. Mary Kay, corner to Osley. Time winding down, ball kicked. Osley picks it up with 20 seconds left. They go down low, shot is blocked out of bounds by Lewis. The Broncos will have 19 seconds coming back in as Narrow shot was blocked. Now you have to think a 3 is your best option as so much time ran off the clock in that possession. Inbounds to Abby Muse, and she will go to the free throw line as she was double teamed and fouled. Galden gets the foul. So Abby Muse to the free throw line, 66% on the season, and is 4 of 6 from the stripe tonight.
as you see, a nice look right there by Abby getting that points. Broncos were looking for a 3 as I watched Coach Presnell kind of get on a couple of the players saying, hey, you were open. The shot was to hit. The goal was to hit the shoot. I can't even talk. I'm so wanted to shoot the 3.
Abby Muse with the first. And the second one tours the rim and drops through. And now the Spartans will call timeout, a 30-second timeout by Coach Jamie Craighead Turner. Their lead is 1 with 18 seconds to go. So it's the strategy here, Heather, play really good defense for as long as you can, and then you foul and send them to the line.
Oh,
go
boy.
for the steal.
I think you first try to go for the steal, and then you got to foul because they can run the ball out, and then they win by 1. So the Broncos got to be strategic with what they do. Time and score.
Yeah.
Time and score on both sides.
Osley, Leonidas, and Muse all with 4 fouls, so you don't want to put yourselves in a position where one of them has to commit the foul. So Lalott, and for the first time tonight, Lindsay Lovarovich will check in, and my guess is Lindsay, wearing number 2, is your designated
She's
fouler.
coming in to foul. You're putting her on. You're putting her on Galden. They know they're going to try to get the ball to her, and you're going to foul. So you want to keep your key players in there. You don't want Dominique to foul. You don't want the others that have 4 to foul because you're going to stop them. They're going to shoot free throws, and then we're going to still have 18 seconds. It's a long time for a lot of stuff to happen. So you want those people on the floor when we get another chance at the basket.
Broncos have 2 timeouts left, and there's a lot more red on this shot chart here. We saw a lot of green down low early, but a lot of red down in the paint here in the later stages of the game, and not a lot of green dots outside the arc. Boise State with 2 timeouts left, San Jose State with 1. Auger will inbound. She's an 86% free throw shooter. You don't want to foul her. Now Lalott will leave, and Muse will come in to challenge the inbounds pass. Bowers also on the floor for Boise State, along with Lovarovich, who again is probably the one who's going to take one for the team and commit the foul to send the Spartans to the line and hope they miss free throws, but they are 12 of 13 from the stripe, a team that shoots 71% on the season. The pass comes in to Galden, and Lovarovich finally catches her, 15.4. Lindsay chased her all over the floor and finally caught up to her, and now Bowers and Lovarovich leave. Lalott comes back in along with Leonidas.
We're doing some possession, subbing in and out. You want your offensive on offense, you want your defensive on defense, as we were just talking about with Labrovich coming in.
And now Elodie Lalott looks like she's cramping up in her left leg. Galden is now 7 of 7 from the free throw line, and Elodie's got a cramp in her left calf, it looks like, and that brings the trainer off the bench. Lalott came in and then immediately down to the floor after that first free throw by Galden. Galden hit the free throw and went to go get 5 from her teammates, and nobody gave it to her, left her hanging. But now of more importance to the Broncos is Elodie Lalott in a cramp, it appears, in her left leg.
Yeah, it does. Elodie, I didn't remember seeing anybody get around her or get close to her, but she's definitely in pain as she sits there, as you see our trainer Mary Grace Testa over there aiding to her.
Giving her a sports drink with some electrolytes to try to help out with the cramp. If she can't go, depending on this free throw attempt, I guess the first thing you do is you need to make sure if Galden misses, you get the rebound.
Correct.
Boise State has timeout, so they can take the timeout and set up a play. The question is it a 2 or a 3 they need? As Elodie up on her feet, she is going to be subbed out of the game. My guess is Rachel Bowers would probably check in for her. As Elodie walking gingerly on that left leg.
Student athletes, the things they put their bodies through late in the season. You know, as we talk about overuse or pushing past it, you got a lot going on. As luckily it's just a cramp from Elodie. Get some electrolytes in her.
So instead of Bowers, it's Trista Hull checks in, the 6'2 freshman. And I'm thinking that the first measure is make sure you've got rebounding strength in case Galden misses, but she's a perfect 7 of 7 from the line. She's got 16 points. She can tie Lewis with 17, and it curls in. And there's the timeout taken by Boise State. So with 15.4 seconds to go, the Broncos need a 3 to tie. Their last game went to overtime against Nevada, where they had the lead late and the Wolfpack caught up to them. Now Boise State is in the other position where they're looking for a triple to tie. We've had 4 lead changes in 10 times in this one. Boise State has led for over 31.5 minutes of this game, but in crunch time here in the fourth quarter, credit to the Spartans, not quitting at all at 4-24 coming in. They have outscored Boise State by 6 here in the third quarter, and they have hit 6 of 7 from the line, which has helped keep the lead.
It is them. The Spartans hitting at the free throw line has been huge for them in the end of this game. Back and forth adversity, energy, what's going on here. 3 points, as Gordy's talking about right now, they're going to come down and they're going to draw a play, I'm assuming for Dominique, for, let's see who we got. Anna Osley. She did pass up the last one. The play was drawn up for her. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Presnell pulls up here. But a 3 is what the Broncos want. If they do not connect on that, they need to foul quickly so that they can get to the free throw line and then get another shot at the basket.
Narrow, a 27% free throw or 3-point shooter. Osley 31, Leonidas 23. Leonidas will inbound, gets it to Narrow, kicks it in the corner to Osley. Her 3 on the way, off the iron, no good. Torres with the rebound, and the foul on the Broncos, Trista Hull, and with 9.3 seconds to go, San Jose State a chance to ice this game at the free throw line. They got what they wanted. Anna Osley, 9th in the Mountain West Conference with almost 2 3-pointers a game. A little long on that one, and that sends Torres to the free throw line where she's a 70% free throw shooter. And the lead is now 4. Torres hits a pair. We will have Dominique Leonidas on our post-game show for a quick interview with the senior from Stone Mountain, Georgia, and the transfer from Brown University. Now it's really going to take something unprecedented, Heather, for Boise State down 5 with 9.3 seconds to go and out of timeouts.
Still a lot of time. We were here 8 seconds ago when the Broncos had 18 seconds on the clock. And they ran that play and they got an open look for Anna. Broncos are going to look to go again at a 3. We'll see if they do exactly what they drew up last time.
Question is, if you're the Spartans, do you foul them, send them to the line for 2, don't give them a chance at the 3. Lewis to guard the inbounds pass from Abby Muse. Have to get it in. There's Leonidas. Dominique, 6 seconds to go, fires. Off the mark, crashing the boards, the Broncos. But it comes down to Galden, and San Jose State sweeps the season series with 2 wins. Their only 2 Mountain West Conference wins this season, both against Boise State, as San Jose State comes to ExtraMile Arena and escapes with a 68-63 win. Disappointing the fans who are here for senior night, but credit the Spartans. They fought hard and they outscored Boise State 22-14 in that 4th quarter to take the win.
Yeah, the Spartans definitely had a game where they came to play. They had nothing to lose, and they surely showed that as they came out with a victory here at ExtraMile Arena.
Dominique Leonidas will sign a couple autographs first, then we will have her join us here after this disappointing loss on senior night. Dominique joins us. Dominique, a tough way to end the game as Boise State comes up short, but what are the emotions going through your mind right now after your final game on this floor? Oh, we don't. There we go.
It's pretty emotional. It was the last game here on the home court. But honestly, I'm just more upset that we got the loss. But on to next, looking forward to the tournament.
Dominique, after this, you've left the legacy here. Super excited for you to finish out your career here playing ball collegiately before you look to play overseas. What do you tell the team as you guys go in and look ready to get to conference? How do you get your team wrapped, ready to roll for a new season?
Yep. This loss was tough because we want to go into the tournament on a high note. But Coach says it all the time. He's like, we can play with anybody for like 2 quarters, and then for some reason we can't pull it together. So we got to figure out a way to play all 4 quarters and play hard and see if we can shock some people in the tournament.
You have that opportunity probably against Fresno State in the opening round. You've seen the Bulldogs this season. You know what to expect from them. What are your thoughts going into the tournament, and what you and what this team have to do to turn things around and, as you say, make some noise in Las Vegas?
Honestly, survive in advance, so you got to leave it all on the floor. You ain't got nothing to lose. So we got to play hard. Nobody thinks we're going to win anything. So honestly, what is there to lose? We got to put it all on the floor and hopefully get a win.
Well, Dominique, good luck to you and the Broncos down in Las Vegas, and it was a pleasure watching you their senior year here at Boise State.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Dominique Leonidas with 16 points for the Broncos, their leading scorer, but they fall to the San Jose State Spartans here, 68-63 in the final game of the regular season. Heather, she summed it up perfectly. You got to play 4 quarters to win a game.
It is, and the Broncos, new season, tournament means new season, 1 game at a time. You're 0-0, and you leave everything out on the floor.
Sunday in Las Vegas, the Mountain West Conference tournament begins. Boise State looking to make some noise in the tournament as they fall this evening here to San Jose State, 68-63. For Heather Berry and our entire crew, Mark Snyder, thanking you for joining us tonight on the Mountain West Network. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll catch you in Vegas for the Mountain West tournament.